Just hours ago, we got new job numbers, the unemployment numbers, the metrics for economic growth and stability and health. And who do we turn to when you find these out? Of course, if you want the truth, if you want an unvarnished, unbiased opinion on where we are as an economy, you turn, I couldn't even go through with it. You turn to Maria Bartiromo, apparently, the same lady who brought us the conspiracy about Dominion voting and from a woman who says that the wind tells her she's a ghost, but she didn't believe it because, it's the wind. Who believes the wind when you get told stuff by the wind? Anyway, Maria had this massive panel up this morning before these numbers came public, and they were all making their predictions about, I'm not going to play the whole clip because it's long, but I'm going to play a minute and a half or so of it. It's so great. These people who are just tripping all over themselves, twisting themselves in pretzels, it's a circus sideshow of them trying to predict bad shit for the country, gleefully doing so. And then immediately after, I'm going to play, not immediately, but we're going to talk about what was said. And then I'm going to play a clip for you when the numbers came out. And then it's like they are depressed. They are silent. They are stunned into speechlessness about the runaway positivity of this economy. Look, I understand that people have varied jobs and people work in different sectors of the economy, and they may not be feeling as positive or upbeat about the things that are taking place. But on the whole, from a macro perspective, from a 30,000-foot view, things are good. Things are good for things are always good for rich people, but things are good for rich people who have their money in the stock market. Things are good for your service workers, people, lower wage earners. Things are good for most. If you're not one of them, it's coming. Revitalization is happening. It is coming. But first, I want you to watch this with Maria Bartiromo and her panel of ding-dongs making their predictions about how terrible they think the report is going to be, that it's getting ready to drop in just minutes.
Numbers over the last couple of months with the Labor Bureau saying that 800,000 plus jobs did not exist and it was overstated. Joni, what kind of a report are you expecting in 3 minutes?
Maria, I think this report could be a big surprise to us, either in the positive or the negative. But I'm going to say that it's probably going to be a disappointing report. Expectations are 150,000. We could see that number soften, certainly. Job revisions are going to be important to look at, and wages, certainly we'll dive into that as well. But I'm expecting to see some growth in construction, growth in healthcare, and hopefully start to see, the professional and business service jobs come back, as well as manufacturing. But all eyes are on it this morning, for sure.
Yeah. Joe Livornia, let me get your take here, because even the Federal Reserve Chairman, Jay Powell, has admitted that job creation has slowed quite a bit.
That's right. And those previous comments were spot on. If you look at the breadth, Maria, within the data, the diffusion index shows that barely half of the industries across the economy are hiring. That's a very good sign that the economy, or in the past has been a sign that the economy is weakening sharply. And the unemployment rate will be key. That is really what's driving Fed policy. If we get back to 4.3 or 4.4, that will matter more, Maria, than what the payroll data itself show.
You like how she hedged there at the very beginning? Maria, I think this report could be a big surprise to us, either in a positive or a negative. Wow. Really earning your paycheck there, lady. Look, I'm an expert. This could be good. It could be kind of right in the middle, or it could be really bad. All right. Send that money to my bank account. But all eyes are on this morning. Yeah, for sure, Joe Livonia. Let me get your take here, because even the Federal Reserve Chairman, Jay Powell, has admitted that job creation has slowed a bit. That's right, and those previous comments were spot on. If you look at the brass, Maria, within the data, the diffusion index shows that blah, 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 blah. All of this nonsense. All of this doom and gloom. Even the First Lady. But I'm going to say that it's probably going to be a disappointing report. It's probably going to, I hate to say it. being a big patriot lover of America, I hate to say it's going to be a disappointing report. And what do you know? Cue the Fox News alert. Dun, dun, dun. It was not. In fact, it was above and beyond anyone's expectations, both on the jobs report, the different sectors that are overperforming what they were predicted to be, but also it caused the stock market, good news for rich people, it caused the stock market to go gangbusters as well. Here was the reaction right minutes after those predictions.
Markets are viewing this report as positive. Markets are on fire right now. Dow Industrial's up 155. NASDAQ up 152. Cheryl, what are the numbers?
We came in much hotter than expected on the non-farm jobs number. 254,000 jobs were created. The estimate was 140,000. The unemployment rate dropped to 4.1%. We were looking for the rate to actually stay steady from last month at 4.2%. I had just mentioned we were looking for a loss in manufacturing jobs of negative 5,000. We got down 7,000, so more there. Private payrolls, 223. That is also much hotter than expected. We were looking for a number of 125 there. Average hourly earnings, 0.37%, which is just about in line with the estimates, if you will. Labor force participation, 62.7% on labor force participation as well. And then looking down through some of the other numbers, again, that rate, 4.1%. But the factory jobs number, again, that's the manufacturing, negative 7,000. Government jobs, 31,000 to the upside. We don't get an estimate for government jobs, remember. But again, those hourly earnings and those worker hours, let me give you the average worker hours, 34.2. That's just a tad slightly less than expected. Let me dig into the report here and see what the government is saying about where at least job creation was, in particular because we're getting such a big upside on this number. Yep. Employment trended up in food services, drinking places, healthcare, government, social assistance, and construction. That is the top line report context. I'm going to start going through it, Maria, sending it back to you in the panel for reaction.
We're going to come back to you in a second. Yeah. You know what I read this as? Good news is once again good news. Okay. Dow Industrial's up 129, NASDAQ up 131 on a much better than expected jobs report. So why are markets rallying? Because good news is once again good news, as opposed to bad news being good news because it leads to a Federal Reserve interest rate cut. This report is basically abating concerns that the labor market is deteriorating.
And Maria Bartiromo is so flummoxed by this report, by this not going the way that she wanted it to go, which was terribly, that she starts in with her, because good news is once again good news as opposed to bad news being good news. Or what about when good news is bad news, or bad news is bad news and good news is bad good news? That's good news, right, Maria? Real good news. Look, Fox News doesn't give two shits about the economy of the United States. What they care about is it benefiting Republicans. This is Fox Business, of course, but it's all under the same umbrella. It's all owned by the Murdoch family. This is News Corp trash and propaganda. They have to report it. Otherwise, people aren't going to be tuning in, because people, for some reason, tune in to Fox Business for a better understanding of our economy. Some people tune in to these types of networks to get a better, more fulsome understanding of where to place their money relative to investments. I have no idea why someone would turn to Fox News for anything that's going to involve a better position for themselves financially. I don't know, because this is what you get. Everything is viewed through a partisan lens. It's like these idiots that you see on Twitter who said they liquidated all their investments and poured it all into Donald Trump digital media, Donald Trump Media, or whatever his True Social company is, just only to see that money completely just evaporate. in record time. You want the truth. I would expect that you would want the truth. So I don't know. But it's hilarious, is it not? What do you think? You can leave a comment below. You can also call, leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. I would ask that you consider supporting this work, helping me produce these videos. If I bring you value, and only if I do, if there's other people out there who bring you more value or do more for you on a video by video basis, go support those people, especially now, especially in this particular genre of YouTube space or independent media space. But if I am that person, you can click the join button below, become a channel member for $2 a month. You can go over to my Patreon page, patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. You can buy some merch, super thanks, all the different mechanisms to help support this work. And give me a sick day, because there is no sick time in YouTube. There's sick time. It's just unpaid. Anyway, I'm not whining. It is what it is. I chose this profession. I love and appreciate you very much. If you want to follow me on social media, I am at Dollemore. I'd love to see you there. And I'm going to go take a nap. Still not feeling well. Be genuine. Take care of one another.